Abortion statistics have come out for 2018, and they make for tragic reading. It's the highest number of abortions on record. 205,000 abortions in 2018. 39% of women have had one or more previous abortions. So one of the things that people say when you stand up on the issue of abortion and make a strong pro-life stance is that by doing that you're going to upset women who have had abortions. Well, that may be the case, but I think it's important that women understand what abortion is, because many of these women have no idea that they are killing their own child, not in the real sense of what that means to be a child. So I would far rather upset some women who have already had an abortion, who then get pregnant again with an unplanned pregnancy, but because they now know what their child was before, they now choose life for that child because of the information that they have received as a result of perhaps watching this presentation, or perhaps seeing an image on the high street, or talking to somebody on the high street who is raising this issue in the public arena. I think we have to save the children who are unborn. We have to save the teenagers from abortion who may get pregnant with an unplanned pregnancy. And the hurt that comes from going out and standing up for this issue is something that we as a society have to face up to. And yes, we do need to offer help to these women. And yes, we do need to be there to comfort them, to help them. And not just the women. When I found out what had happened with my own child all those years ago, I was incredibly upset. And I ended up going for counselling for a number of sessions, which was very, very helpful. And if you are watching this and this is upsetting you to learn what I'm telling you here, seek out a post-abortion counselling. There's lots out there. There's various centres. I can't name them because the one in Southampton has asked me not to name them, simply because this is such a hot topic, and the way the abortion industry has structured itself, if the abortion industry gets a whiff that you are pro-life and anti-abortion, they simply cut you loose. So I know the post-abortion support, and a lot of the women they get will have had abortions in Southampton. They have told me they can't be associated with pro-life activism because if they do, they will no longer be able to help the women who are being referred by their GPs. The Department of Health will delist them. 1,856 abortions were performed after 22 weeks in 2018. At 22 weeks, the chances of survival for a preborn child is 10%. So if rather than aborting these 1,856 children, the doctors had said, look, we're not going to abort them, we're going to deliver them. You don't have to take any responsibility for the child. We will adopt the child. We will get, we have mothers who will adopt this child. They will love the child. They will give this child a good life. We're simply going to deliver the child, take them out of your womb, give them an intensive care. And if that had happened, 185 human beings would now be living a year old in adopted families. 97.7% of abortions are for social reasons. Now what that means is that when you have an abortion in the United Kingdom, 2 doctors have to sign off on that abortion. 97.7% of those are they tick a box which says to prevent potential mental health issues for the mother. Now, this is actually a medically inaccurate box to tick, because there's research to show that actually having a baby immunizes most women against mental health problems. Now, some women do get postnatal depression, we are aware of that, but statistically speaking, having a baby and going through to birth with that baby actually immunizes women against mental health problems. And the mental health outcomes are no different between whether you're a mum who wanted the baby or not, as far as I'm aware. So when doctors tick that box, they're actually ticking something that is medically incorrect. It's medically wrong. Now, the abortion industry says we should decriminalise abortion because we're forcing doctors to sign something which has no medical backup. Obviously, as a pro-choicer, I go the opposite way, and I say, because this is medically inaccurate, we should stop all abortions. Now, which side of the fence you fall, obviously, hopefully by the end of this you'll fall on the pro-life side of the fence. But I would agree with the abortion industry that we're making doctors sign something that's basically not true. It's basically a lie. 71% of abortions are medical abortions. That's the reason why abortions are going up so much. You take the first tablet within the abortion clinic, and you take the second tablet at home, which kills the baby within the womb and induces a miscarriage. Now, the irony of this is the 1967 Abortion Act was introduced in order to prevent DIY home abortions. And here we are in 2019, and we've come complete circle. Women are now going home and miscarrying at home. They're delivering their dead children into the toilet and flushing them away. Now, that, to me, is a DIY abortion. No doctors around you, no medical support. My own wife sadly had a miscarriage, natural miscarriage. It was an incredibly painful experience. I was teetering on the edge of the phone, wondering whether to dial 999, quite frankly. And if anyone watching this has had a miscarriage, either due to abortion or due to natural causes, will know that miscarrying at home is not a pleasant experience. And 98% of abortions are funded by the Department of Health. We are paying for this. If you are pro-life, you are paying for abortions. And I've got some shocking figures on the sums of money, the huge amount of money that this involves.